Welcome everybody. NICO Scarlet Moon here with your Path Watchers report on the incoming wave that will be here to stay for all individuals, groups, collectives, and experiences. For the third week in a row we have the Sun. The fact that this is presenting for the third time regarding a wave that is here to stay is testament to its growing intensity. This continuation and amplification of the energies of this transition is getting quite profound. The displacement frequency and return to soul family is in full swing. And that, in and of itself, is expanding and evolving. Starting now, there is a release from contractual spiritual attachment, illustrated by the Hermit, to allow for development and evolution through true organic, non-karmic connection at a soul level. Remember, soul groups are not connected through contracts or stories. Oversoul connections are not mandated through records, nor any form of past life continuity. Of course, soul families share past life experiences and stories, but they are natural, organic occurrences. In fact, this wave sees a major dismantling of soul contracts and contract structures. Soul contracts shown to be detractive, limiting, or in any way an interference to conscious evolution are now dissolved and abolished. This is occurring at the highest Oversoul level, with much assistance and oversight at the angelic level. This applies to individuals as well as groups. In fact, many who have already felt into these waves will be needing to make room for new additions this week. I continue to deeply welcome the return of my soul family. I have a video discussing oversouls for those who are curious. Links below. In the beginning, this process may be uncomfortable and perhaps a disturbance to some who may not be familiar with this new dynamic or understand the light behind it. It is a much more quick, healing, and elevating adjustment for those who move and shift with this flow. Much more than the alternative. Without judgment, step back from any internal or external pressures to postpone this transition by re-engaging, reattaching, or reprocessing looping cyclical experiences, false narratives, stories, and agendas. This is an incredibly high vibrational autonomous light doing this work. Embrace. Remember, this is medicine. This is grace. True soul family reunions will continue to occur more and more from now on. Freedom from that which will not go or let go is much easier now. Not only that, but beginning now, detrimental attachments and pervasive instances of stagnation will be completely dissolved, as the reordering of freedom from old agreements substantiates on all levels. This dismantling will be allowing all beings to be free of obligation to uncomplimentary contracts and stories in order to fully embrace those which are pure and organic on the soul level. Well, Capricorn, now that we've seen what this next wave is going to look like and how it's going to be affecting everybody, not just one sign and not just for 1 week, let's have a look and see how it is playing out as it lands for the week of March 16th for you. So, for your archetypal themes this week, we actually have the Emperor card upright. And what I find interesting about this is that behind everything, all interactions, all big plot threads are around you inheriting a kingdom of some kind. Because I'm seeing with the Emperor card, you are actually being sort of handed off authority. And I'm not sure exactly why. Of course, your individual experiences are your individual experiences. But with the Emperor card upright, it's not just about you assuming the role of a powerful leader or authority figure, but it's about you actually having, maybe in the interest of those, structures of control and contracts breaking down and being abolished, an opportunity to rise to an occasion. Because with the Emperor card coming in, we have this big focus of suddenly a huge need for leadership in your social life, in your family life, in your romantic life, in your professional life. Now, this could be because of maybe a shift in your own life where maybe the dissolvement of some contracts have been allowing you to maybe rise up and move forward faster than you could have before. Perhaps it could also indicate an authority figure stepping out of your way, or maybe even the laws of the land shifting to require you to rise up. There could be even a demand for leadership coming in. Maybe somebody's advocating the throne. But with the Emperor card, with the archetypal themes, we have you inheriting something that is already intact. You're not a leader beginning or building something new. At least that's not the energy that it's giving off to me, excuse me. But what it's actually giving off is almost like a focus of something where you are inheriting a work in progress, or even the creation that somebody else was lord or leader of, and now it belongs to you, the new lord and leader. And what happens with this is that you have a chance to maybe even save it, evolve it, redeem it. Whatever you do with this control, of course, is up to you and your free will. But to have that given to you, even when it's, for all intents and purposes, either done or half done, is something that is allowing you to take power in a completely new direction for yourself and in the highest interest of all concerned. Now, with news and arrivals, the good news is you're not going to be all alone in this. It looks like there actually is going to be some support coming your way with the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm actually seeing this. This is somebody who is offering assistance. This is somebody who is coming and sort of recruiting themselves to your cause, whatever cause it may be. This could be a friend, again, a relative, somebody from your peer group. But with the Knight of Pentacles, they are really stepping up to the task, and they are acting as a very, very supportive, very helpful partner, or first mate, or second in command, number one, that kind of thing for you, because with the Knight of Pentacles, we see somebody who is already familiar with the lay of the land. They are already familiar with what you are inheriting. They are familiar with something that is being dropped at your feet for you suddenly to govern. And they are here to actually help not only get you acclimated, but they are coming in to maybe even help you cooperate this entire thing. Let's not forget, we have this big focus on reunions with soul family, following displacements of those which are no longer relevant to our experience. They're not applicable inclusions to our journey. With the dissolvement of a lot of karmic contracts and soul contracts, well, organic connections are showing up. Organic soul connections are coming up, not the contrivances of records and things like that. And we actually now have this new person showing up, or maybe an existing person sort of rising to the occasion, awakening to the occasion, now coming to give you that support, which is awesome. I'm not sure how they will be providing this support, if it's in the material realm, if it's maybe in the social realm or the relationship realm, but you have some kind of new backup that is noteworthy enough to show up in the cards. Now, on the material and business front, we have the Seven of Wands upright. This week you do have your hands full, but it is full of rewarding, chores, full of rewarding endeavors, rewarding assignments. It's almost just too much at once. And so with the Seven of Wands, this is definitely where a lot of you need to be throwing a bit of your weight around, or maybe even, handing out and delegating some of your work to people who are obviously here to give you that support. Because with the Seven of Wands, there is a major growth spurt in our operation, right? Whether we are working on something financial, working on something professional, there's something happening where productivity is starting to climb, but it's climbing faster than we may have calculated for. The demands are climbing higher than we could have calculated for, and quite possibly with the Seven of Wands, it will be paying out more than we could have estimated. However, when it comes to new jobs and existing work projects as well, it's important to know your limit, because the Seven of Wands upright says that you will probably be approaching it very, very quickly, just because a lot of this seems to be starting to pile up in the first, half of the week, the first few days of the week. Now, I like this for you, I really do, because this is a very powerful moment for you. With the Emperor, not only are you commanding the flow, but you are commanding the reward. You are commanding the resources that are being pushed back and forth. Do not be afraid to actually decide what the new laws of the land are, even if you feel you're too new on your throne. Because this might be exactly what you need to do to draw that boundary. The Seven of Wands can indicate a need to pay attention to where new boundaries are required, new rules, new work ethics. How do we whip things into shape? You are ultimately getting a lot of wonderful payoffs and payouts, but we don't want to be in a situation where we are completely swamped. When it comes to love and relationships, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And it does look like, as it relates to love, a lot of you Capricorn people are probably going to be in a circumstance where you can't really continue romantically involving yourself in activities or in pastimes that are really actually more of a detraction from what you'd rather do than a distraction. And what I find with the Knight of Wands reversed is that there's something that needs to be ironed out. There's something that this week, when it comes to either somebody new or an existing partner, there's something that one or both of you is agreeing to do, or maybe agreeing to keep going with, that they know they don't want to, and really they want to escape. Now, I feel like this is ultimately just about a pastime, or maybe a long-standing tradition or custom in this relationship. And with the Knight of Wands reversed, we might be getting a little bit scatterbrained. We may be even flaking out on our partners, flaking out on dates, deciding we don't want to follow through. And the same could go in the other direction. The Knight of Wands reversed ultimately begs us to start being open about when we no longer are feeling it when it comes to certain activities. Whether or not people are going to take it personally is up to them and where they are in their level of consciousness. We can't control that. But with the Knight of Wands reversed, it's important to also understand that people don't get the message all the time when they just feel like they're being, when that's being postponed. I feel like with the Knight of Wands reversed, a lot of you are going to get a chance, especially those of you who are really wanting to alter the course of a direction a relationship is going, especially if you feel like you're not completely satisfied. You're going to get a chance to turn the Knight of Wands right side up, but we have to provide an alternative, suggestion, right? Present solutions. Don't just state dissatisfaction. That's not constructive at all. Really, guys, it's not. And when it comes to the Emperor card and the Knight of Wands in reverse, what often happens is we have a situation where people are maybe only doing the same thing they always have, is because they're not familiar with where new ideas could come from here with existing partnerships, or, or even new people. And we can totally make this work. But where are people now in charge? You. And maybe, again, our partner can also be, of course, taking responsibility where they need to. Where people are in charge, they need to start actually coming up with those solutions. It's okay to start commanding that courses get altered, and making decrees that this relationship will also follow a different course, or this new dating situation will follow a different course. Some of you who are available and are not exclusive right now may just kind of drop something entirely for something completely different that may show up towards the end of the week, but that remains to be seen. But because I'm kind of seeing it could go either way. Either try to, alter the course of something brand new away from where it's going, or just drop it and get something new. It could, a lot of you are going to have both options available this week. But with the Knight of Wands reversed, we do have a chance to, get this thing a little bit more under control, a little bit more orderly, and a little bit more open and coherent. We don't need to wonder, about whether or not this is something worth putting in that kind of work for. It's always worth the work of at least talking about it before we decide to abandon a certain activity or abandon a certain road we're on when it comes to our relationships. And I think that this is something that a lot of people are going to be happy they did if they take up this cup. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you ever want to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.